and a very warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma. We have got you all the latest news and updates from the blockchain technology world, but first, let's take a look at the headlines. Terra will launch a spin-off blockchain on May 27th. Avalanche proposes Otherside launch on its subnet. Cryptocurrencies slip back in the red, Bitcoin flat. Amid crypto market meltdown, JPMorgan says Bitcoin is undervalued. Babel Finance raises $80 million at $2 billion valuation. Beeple Madonna NFTs flop after a stormy start. NGC Ventures raises $100 million for Web3 focused fund. StarkWare raises $100 million at $8 billion valuation. The Terraform Labs co-founder and CEO DogeCoin's plan to revive the Terra ecosystem seems to be coming to fruition. A majority or over 65% of the Terra community has voted in favor of DogeCoin's proposal to create a new Terra blockchain, this time without an algorithmic stablecoin. The new blockchain is scheduled to launch Friday. The move comes in response to Terra's $40 billion collapse that transpired earlier this month. The revival plan submitted by Quant and supported by Terraform Labs and the Terra Builder Alliance suggests creating a new blockchain with a new Luna token. The approved proposal aims to make Terra investors whole by airdropping the new Luna tokens based on set distribution to those who held Luna and UST before and during Terra's crash. According to the outlined distribution plan, 30% of the new Luna supply will be controlled by staked governance, with 10% going to ecosystem developers. The remaining 70% will be airdropped to Luna, UST and AUST holders. AUST represents UST tokens staked in Anchor Protocol, Terraform Labs lending product that enticed investors to the network with yields of up to 20% APY. The Avalanche core team has submitted a proposal to the ApeCoin DAO suggesting that the Otherside Metaverse should migrate to the Avalanche blockchain. The proposal is still in an early discussion phase and is not clear if it will go through a formal governance vote, let alone whether the DAO has control over the Metaverse. Gan, CEO of Avalanche, which is the core development firm behind Avalanche, confirmed his team's interest in the proposal in trying to persuade ApeCoin DAO and shared the link of the proposal on Twitter. Avalanche is a Layer 1 blockchain that represents itself as a faster and cheaper Ethereum alternative. It is compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine, a computing environment used by Ethereum apps. Most cryptocurrencies slipped back in the red after the release of the Federal Reserve policy meet details showed a new, unanimous decision among board members to aggressive rate hikes for some time. Risk appetite remained muted as investors digested a disappointing update from Nvidia, an economic bellwether in the technology industry. Though first quarter earnings for the market as a whole have been largely in line with historical trends, there have been dramatic pullbacks for some major stocks after earnings reports as investors look for the impact of inflation and slowing economic growth. On Thursday, the Department of Commerce is due to release its second take on first quarter GDP, which analysts are expected to show a slightly shallower contraction than the 1.4% quarterly annualized drop. Originally reported, the Personal Consumption Expenditures report will follow on Friday, which will provide further clues regarding consumer spending and whether inflation peaked in March, as other indicators have suggested. Stock futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 futures pointed to a lower opening on US stocks Thursday. Bitcoin was recently trading at $29,500, down nearly 0.3% in the past 24 hours. Ether, the second biggest cryptocurrency, traded around $1,900, down over 1% in a similar time span. Other major altcoins too traded lower. Following a sharp drop in cryptocurrency prices, investment banking giant JPMorgan has stated that the fair price of Bitcoin is 28% higher than its current level, meaning that the flagship digital asset has considerable upside from here. The bank, in a note, has underscored the fact that cryptocurrencies had surpassed real estate as one of its favored alternative assets. The recent spate of rising interest rates, fallout of Russia-Ukraine war, and collapse of algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD has caused the total cryptocurrency market capitalization to fall to $1.3 trillion from $3 trillion in November. The bank also stated that it would not move from its position that a realistic price for Bitcoin was $38,000. Crypto lender Babel Finance reached unicorn status after raising $80 million in a funding round that valued the crypto financial services provider at $2 billion. The leading investors were China-focused venture capital fund, Generation Capital, US crypto investment firm 10T Holdings, and existing shareholders Dragonfly Capital and BAI Capital. Babel will use the funds to fuel its global expansion and continue compliance efforts, said Delvang, co-founder and CEO of the firm. Babel Finance started in 2018 as a lender to crypto miners in China. It has since pivoted towards institutional investors in Singapore and Hong Kong. Madonna's NFT collection charmed many underwhelming bids at the latest auction. Beeple created 3 NFTs with Madonna, which depicted the material girl giving birth to a tree, a centipede, and butterflies. All 3 NFTs managed to gain only $135,000, $346,000, and $146,000 respectively. According to Non-Fungible, the numbers of sales dropped to $24,000 a day this week from nearly $225,000 per day back in September. However, Nick Rose, founder and CEO of NFT platform Eternity, noted that these biddings were expected low. Crypto-focused venture capital fund NGC Ventures has raised $100 million for its latest blockchain fund. Investors in the Web3-focused fund include Babel Finance, Hobby Ventures, and Nexo Ventures. The Metaverse Ventures fund will back early-stage projects in Web3 infrastructure, including decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and GameFi. Through its previous funds, NGC Ventures made early investments in prominent blockchain projects such as Solana, Oasis, and Algorand. StarkWare Industries, which provides solutions to make blockchain technologies more scalable, has raised $100 million in a Series D funding round at an $8 billion valuation, up from the $2 billion valuation at its last fundraise in November. The round was led by investment firms Green Oaks Capital and Coatue, with Tiger Global among the other participants. The capital, which also included an undisclosed amount of employee stock sold in a secondary transaction, will be used for product and business development, engineering, and growing the surrounding ecosystem. That's all in the bulletin for now. Keep watching Crypto TV.